Hi, I wanted to make one more video on reading soccer matches, soccer games um, for parents, club players, high school players. Um, and the question is this: how do you know if you're watching bad soccer? You know what good soccer looks like because you can watch professional matches, Premier League matches, other league matches, and see what good, attractive, technical, creative soccer looks like. You can find that if you want to. I think too often, certainly a lot of the matches I've seen, you people go, they cheer, but I wonder if they really understand that what they're watching is not great stuff. And I don't mean to be a snob about that, because the things that I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to really focus on two big topics. But these are not things that require a Guardiola or a Klopp to coach out of a team. So, coaches, if you're watching this and your teams keep doing this throughout the season, late into the season, shame on you. You got to do better. And the two big things are this. Number one is getting compact as a team and moving together as a unit, okay? So here's a quick example. So the ball's with the red team attacking the bottom of the board, yellow team is attacking the top of the board. So red has the ball, they've managed to win a loose ball here, pass out here, he wants to get in behind, and then this player plays it too hard, goes to the keeper, okay? And any long ball, through ball, and we'll talk about those in a second more. But it goes to the keeper, keeper picks it up, and keeper has made it clear here that he's going to punt. And of course, all these guys have run up in pursuit of the through ball, so here we are, okay? At this point, the keeper's about to punt the ball. If the yellow team stays like this and just kind of stands or starts walking here, and the keeper punts the ball here, with these guys still here, and these guys still here, then that is a perfect example of the yellow team, and to an extent the red team as well, not getting compact as a unit. Anytime the keeper has the ball and wants to punt, the team with the ball, the keeper's team, needs to step up and in together, and we're looking for second balls, knockdowns, to be able to get the ball, to win the ball. If maybe they flick it on, or maybe they knock it down, somebody's able to get it, maybe he can shield it. If he's able to shield it and keep possession, then the players around him need to support and offer options to get big and maintain possession, right? The team in possession wants to maximize space and make it big. The team out of possession wants to contract and shrink the playing space for the team with possession, right? These are basic. So if your keeper is about to punt the ball, you've got to step your team up and in to win the second ball, okay? That's pretty much mandatory, and to encourage them to do it even as the game goes on and they get tired. So number one is compactness. Too often you see, that as the game goes on, and if it's really bad stuff, that from the beginning, the teams play it like offense versus defense on one half of the field, offense versus defense on the other half of the field. And that is not what good football is all about, okay? It's about teams moving together, all 11 players, where the keeper who receives the ball is actually the first attacker, and then everybody has a job to do as far as making their shape big, trying to keep the ball, trying to move it forward together. And then if they lose the ball, the other team gets it, maybe they play it back all the way and recycle, play it and go again. then the striker is actually the first defender, okay? So when your team does not have the ball, every player is a defender. When your team has the ball, every player, including your keeper and your center backs, is an attacker. So the point is that it's a team sport, okay? It is not a situation where ball goes back to this keeper, these guys are getting up, and this back line never moves and stays like that, okay? And these attackers never come back either. And it turns into this very stretched game where, as the game goes on, it's just kicking it up to these guys, and it's 3-on-4 down here, 3-on-4 up there. These guys are getting bypassed and lost in the middle. That is not what we're looking for. That is not quality soccer. If you're seeing that where the back lines stay back and the front lines never come back to get the ball, that is a yellow to red flag that your team is not well coached, okay? So the first principle that I'm talking about is team compactness, team unity, moving together. Teams need to move up and back together. And as a general rule, your team shape should probably be 30 to 40 yards vertically, okay? So when your team is defending, certainly it's going to be in a 30 to 40 yard block, okay? Let's get two lines of 4 here, and your team's going to be about 30 to 40 yards in a block there, okay? That's defensively. Offensively, obviously it would be bigger. When your team has the ball, get your shape. Get these guys, okay? And if they're doing a good job, they should be middle blocking maybe, or pressing, depending on what you want to do. But the point is, offensively, get your team a little bit bigger, get everybody involved. Defensively, get compact, get everybody ball side, goal side, but do not, please, have one of these situations where the ball's back here with the yellow backs, and then the red backs are back here, and the forwards are way up there, okay? No, we don't do this. We don't play half offense and half defense, okay? Move the teams together. Hope I've made my point on that first yellow or red flag of compactness. The second one is simply this. When you're talking about developing players, there is a huge tendency for once you do play out, okay? Once you do play out from the back, you manage to, let's say, play out. Maybe he beats a sleeping winger here and he gets up, okay? There is a huge tendency, let's assume Red's doing a good job keeping a modest line here together. There's a huge tendency, maybe he plays out here, maybe he passes to this midfielder here. You get to this launching pad area in the center of the park. Midfielder manages to get it and opens up. He goes forward. Everybody's getting excited. Go, go, go. There's a huge tendency at this point for all these guys to start running vertically straight ahead. And the concept there is he's got it. He gets excited and boots it forward, and it goes to the keeper, or it goes over the end line, or it's offsides here, okay? So number one, if your team is making 3 vertical runs up top, or just a barrage of vertical runs up top, that is not a good sign. If your team has a repeated number of offsides, through balls that run to the keeper, through balls that run over the end line, those are bad signs, okay? Those are what I would call indicators of impatience. And it's common with teenagers. They want to go forward, they want to go to goal, but you have got to teach them, and they have got to learn to be patient and to try to possess the ball and break teams down properly, and I'm not talking about desperation time where in the last 5 you're chasing a goal and then you're just trying to get service. Okay, you're trying to play direct. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about from the start of the game, can you teach your guys to find feet, to learn how to break a organized defensive line, okay, with things other than vertical runs. You can all kinds of things. I'm not going to get into all the different attacking concepts here. I'm just trying to teach you what to look for, because again, you can find what the good stuff looks like. I'm trying to teach you what, and remind you really, what the bad stuff looks like. And it is just impatience, vertical runs, um, balls going to the keeper, balls going over the end line, a repeated number of offsides. That is not what we're looking for, okay? I'm not saying you don't make vertical runs, but I'm saying that generally speaking, the vertical runs, or they should probably be diagonal runs, and they should probably not be 30-yard balls. Once you keep the ball up here and are able to, and again, everybody's getting up, getting compact, okay? Once you're able to keep it, then maybe it's a bounce, and then maybe instead of a 30-yard vertical ball, it's a 10-yard diagonal run. Now he's through, okay? And maybe he's able to get there, and now backside, okay? Just very simple. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but we're not going to win games against good teams with just vertical runs, 30-yard through balls. I've seen it so many times. Or, a similar phenomenon is you get it out here, maybe you pass it out to a winger, and here, and this person just absolutely crosses it, fires it in here to this poor striker who is in the middle of 2 center backs and a defensive midfielder, and this person blazes it in here toward the D. And what is this poor striker supposed to do with that, okay? If anything, instead of that, maybe teach them to check to the ball, play them an easy ball to feet that they can handle, and now maybe we've got some support here where we can lay it off and keep it going. But these just hopeful blind balls toward the D, these vertical runs, that is not what you're looking for. If that's all your team's got, then your team is not well coached, okay? So I hope I've made my points with those things, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to help y'all out and remind you that there is good soccer to be played. And if you're paying a lot of money for a club program, then you need to expect better of your team than not getting compact, not stepping up on punts, and your attackers continuing to make vertical run after vertical run that result in a ridiculous number of through balls, balls over the end line, offsides calls, shots from 30 yards out. If your team's taking more than 5 shots from 25 plus each half, that's too much. Your coach needs to rein them in and remind them, hey, guys, know your range, okay? Gals, know your range. So those are my main points. Your team has to be organized and move up and back together. I know it gets hard when they get tired, but still need to be encouraged to do it. And until it's desperation time, your team needs to be smart about vertical runs. Got to change up your runs, diagonal runs, lateral runs, balls to feet, to cut down on those indicators of impatience. Thanks, and I hope that's helpful. Encourage your players to be patient, move the ball, get everybody involved. That's where the beautiful game comes to life. Thank you.